Hello there, and welcome to the session, which is answering a question that is actually very dear to my heart. And it's a question that is, how could it be if it was safe to be me? And safety is the foundation for anything else, any other work we do for ourselves, any growth we might call personal growth or spiritual growth or expanding into self, any way you might want to contemplate going forward in your life has to start with a foundation of safety, can only start from a place of safety. And so this question resonates and forms the grounding point for all of the work that you will do in all of your lifetimes is finding safety first. It's not safety. It's not a safety that comes from having a warden at the crossing. This is a safety that comes from knowing deeply, internally, resonantly, inside all aspects of yourself that you are safe and you are welcome to be here. And that basis comes from three key elements. It comes from connecting with the energetic part of you that is around safety, and that is your root chakra. It comes from finding a breath that can sustain and nourish and support that aspect of yourself. And then it comes from being able to call in divine support. And oftentimes we might get one of those three things working at once or a couple of them. But the alchemy comes when we have the three aspects coming together. A clarity about which part of our energy body we're nourishing, a breath that directly nourishes it, and an ability to ask for help from an aspect of the divine that is all-encompassing and all-knowing and all-potent and all omnipresent and everywhere. How do you even begin to ask for that help in a really focused and structured way? And the root chakra is all about structure. And the divine answers with Camael. And Camael is the angelic light warrior. So we have a sense of this massive, majestic, stern, perhaps austere, and certainly a figure that's full of authority. And what's interesting is that the root chakra, the place that we're looking to nourish, carries within it the wounds of when we're very small and the wounds that came before that. And these are the wounds, the ancestral woundings, but in particular from this lifetime, because this lifetime is about what's ripe for now. So we want to focus on what's ripe for now in us. This is the place where we have these familial, social, cultural pressures that as a small person, we didn't understand. So there were adult things going on. We interacted in our childlike way with these adult situations, and something happened where we didn't feel safe. And our child voice inside our head that might also carry adult overtones because we might have borrowed the adult wording carries with it this, I can't ever do that again because it's so unsafe, it might kill me. I'm so small, I'm so vulnerable. What I did, I don't understand what I did. I don't understand the adult response. I don't understand why it was bad. I just know it was really, really bad. And because I have no idea, all I know is that I can never do that again. And those little whispers sit inside the energetics of our etheric body, and they sit inside our physical body because there is only one body. There isn't kind of like these separate bodies that kind of stack out. We're just talking about working with an aspect of our one body. And more than anything, that part of us wants to feel safe and welcome. Welcome to be who we are, to be all that we are, to be the expanded sense of ourself in whichever age we are at the time. So the expansion of a 20-year-old is different from the expansion of a 7-year-old, is different from the expansion of a slightly older person here. So what we're working with is how do we energetically and through our psyche and through our mental processes release somatically, so that's through all aspects of the body, through a sensed aspect of who we are, anything that is ripe, that is around not being safe. And so we're going to start by, just before we work with the breath that nourishes, we want to just start just running around in our own head for a moment, like a little kid, and just sort of gathering up all of those things that come straight to mind. So we're not looking for going long dark corridors. What's right now in yourself where you have, and they'll pop up, a sense of not safe. What's not safe? Is it safe to speak up in a crowded room? Is it safe to get people to pay attention to you? Is it safe to ask for what you want? Is it safe to get what you want? And then there isn't this kind of suddenly you've got what you want, but no one else is happy you've got it. So there's all of these layers that happen, again, from the child's point of view that didn't make sense, that now, from a perspective of this now time, we can, with the breath, with our root chakra, and with divine assistance, just release and come into the second part of the question, which is how could it be? How could it be if it was safe to be me? So just see whatever's come top of mind. And we're going to start now with the breath that directly nourishes and works with the root chakra. And the root chakra, if you're not familiar with it, is the very base of the spine. So it sits there right in your perineum. It's a very intimate place. It's a place that is a sensed place. So right now, if you sit very clearly on your sits bones, and if you're not sure where they are, I'm going to wriggle around until you find them. Try to sit with at the same weight on each side, and to just feel all the way down there into your perineum, and to be able to feel the movement of it, because there is a instinctual movement with the breath, where when we inhale, there is just a very gentle move backwards right at the base of the spine, starts the inhale. The inhale then flows all the way up to feeling it as an instinctual and a sense of movement backwards here. And then the breath out is just an instinctual, the head moves just slightly forward, the whole body just curves slightly, making a little C shape. And right at the end of that breath, you have the sense of the perineum moving forward. So there's a rocking for the inhale and a rocking for the exhale. And we're talking impulse here, so no one else will see this, but it's the impulse that we're looking for, an impulse of engagement at the pelvis with the breath. And the breath that we'll practice for the root, which calls for structure. It calls for, because it's the earth element, which is about stability. And we want to create that stability in the rhythm of the diaphragm and that perineal support for the diaphragm. And the diaphragm, the breath muscle, but the perineum is the impulse. And we want also to breathe only through our nose. And it doesn't matter if your nose is blocked or clear or sniffly or whatever. We're looking for the sense of the breath in the nose. And to find that sense of the breath in the nose, you have to breathe very, very slowly and in a real fineness of breath. So as you're breathing, feel that inhale just drawing in through the nostril. You've got that, just extend, I'm hyper doing it. That bending backwards in an arc for the inhale. And then the breath out through the nostrils. And this sense of all of the breath being moved out of the body with a deliberate push up, coming from the perineum all the way up through, all the way up from under the belly button, all the way up. So that diaphragm is fully released, fully expelling all of the breath. But we're doing it very, very slowly. And we're doing it very consciously on the sensation of the breath in the nostrils. So just take a moment. Let's just for a moment, the sits bones are really engaged, very much clear structure. If you're sitting in a chair, your feet are very clearly on the floor. If you're sitting in tailor or cross-legged, you're very clear what else is touching the surface. That you notice as your breath keeps moving through the body that you're actually finding more and more structure in your spine. That there's the ability for the whole structure to feel taller, clearer, more stable. Keep adjusting the weight between the two sides of the sits bones and the feet if the feet are on the floor. And notice how the inhale, the sensation of it in the nostrils, is different from the exhale. So the inhale is clear, clean, bright. You might feel it as cool or lifted. And the exhale is warmer and softer. You might feel it less distinctly, but it's softer and moister. It comes out more slowly. There's so much less hurry in the exhale, whereas the inhale has much more of a presence of pace to it in some way. That coolness of the breath is clearer. And the whole breath process has really slowed down, and that's what the root chakra is looking for. One of the aspects of the root is the red ray, the red color of creation. And that red color, if you think about your rainbow, think about the arch and how the red travels all the way over the top of the arch, and the violet is this much smaller hoop in the bottom. Nothing like some good old-fashioned children's rainbow comic toys to picture that clearly. And that red ray travels the furthest. It takes the longest time. It is the slowest of the waves. And to nourish the root chakra, we have to embrace that ability to really slow things down inside ourselves. At the very point, if there's a sense of unsafety, the unsafety comes with it, a sense of being jangled or hurried or rushed. It comes with a sense of physical discomfort. Maybe the hands are cold, maybe the feet are cold, maybe the gut feels uncomfortable. And as we work into the slower but very clear, defined, structured movement of the diaphragm, awareness of the perineum, awareness of the breath, as this happens, we notice the whole body relaxing. And that's where we get the safety. When our body is soft and warm, we're looking for the hands warmer than the face, the feet, the toes feeling warm. And when it really comes, if you've been really tied up in knots, you might even hear your tummy gurgling, or you might burp, or you might fart. Who knew? All of those things are a sign that the whole body is just getting more comfortable in the moment. Safe, warm, soft, easy in the moment. And this is a breath that you can practice anytime that you feel unsafe. The unsafety always comes with it, a jangling, a jittering, a disconnected feeling, and with thoughts that are rushing or thoughts that are intrusive, and particularly thoughts that you don't want, that are rushing or intrusive. So that's unsafe. That voice that tells you that things aren't right. And what we're looking to do is interrupt. We're interrupting those thoughts, those sensations, and we're replacing them with this breath. The awareness of this beautiful moment somatically, body and breath in tune, in alignment. The energy circuits just settling into place. The whole system resetting. And now we've got the body just moving into this rhythm. So hold the breath rhythm. Let it just flow with you. There's nowhere that the breath needs to go or change. We just want to get a sense now in a personal sense of how it might be that we might feel the feeling of Camael in a known social place, so that we can have that feeling when we step into the guided work, because there's two aspects to working with the angelic realm. The first and clear one is that we need to ask for help. And when we're feeling jangled and discordant in ourselves, it's a very it's a difficult thing to even think to ask. That's the first port. But to actually receive the help, we need to find the resonance of the aspect of the divine that we're bringing in. And so what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes for a moment and just, we're going to imagine that you're now in a supermarket in a very normal social setting for you. And as you're just walking in the supermarket with your trolley, you notice a little child, and let's say it's a little girl, and she catches your eye. Sweet little thing, maybe 5, maybe 6. But there's something about her that you can just tell she's looking anxious. She looks worried or concerned. She looks clingy in some way. She's clearly out of her element in some way. And then into the aisle of the supermarket comes this very large man, this very rugged looking man. He's tall. He has a very strong masculine presence. And he's, quite frankly, even a little bit scary. There's nothing about him that says scary, apart from his sheer size and his presence. He looks, he really knows what he's doing. There's no, and here he is. And you're looking, and she's still looking uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden, there's an interaction between the little girl and this big scary man. And something in her knows that he represents safety. And she runs up to him, and suddenly you see in him this absolute gentleness of spirit, this kindness, this openness of heart, this all-embracing sense that things will be okay because he's here. And she knew that first. So just observe for a moment and just put yourself in for a moment inside the little girl. So she was clearly out of her comfort. She was clearly worried. And all of a sudden, this person that you in your adult sense said was a little bit scary, she recognized in this person that they meant for her safety, and they meant for her a safe harbor. She recognized in his resonance, in his spirit, that place that she could be safe. Just release that modern space of sensing into what, as a very small person, might seem an interaction with an adult aspect of the masculine, because we're working here with the root, with our divine masculine groundedness. And we want now, in our sense of now body, with our now breath, to invoke and ask and call for support for our now time from this grounded aspect of the divine to stand beside us as we release that which we need to release. And there's something here that we just need to do to allow that to be. And you're not sure what it is. I'm going to gently use the breath, and we're going to gently use a guided meditation to find it. So just close your eyes again. And I do a lot of the work with my eyes closed, so it's been a lot of time looking at me gently stepping into my space of connection. So in your mind's eye, with the breath together, with the clarity of the sits bones, clarity of the energy of the feet grounded, equal and steady weight on both sides of the body. The breath really filling the whole of the space of you in a very slow, rhythmic, grounded way. And in your mind's eye now, allow yourself to be transported to this field, green field, open space, beautiful sunny day. And there's really nothing to see in terms of other people. There is beautiful nature beside you. And you're gently just moving through this field in your now body, in your now time. And as you do this, you see up ahead, perhaps we could even call it, is it a temple? It's certainly it's a building. It's very big. And it is quite intimidating. So you sense that you want to go there, but at the same time, it has this aura of very, it's very square. For a start, it's very square. And almost abrupt and big, very big. And as you're walking, you notice in yourself that you have a basket with you. And when you look in that basket, there's a real sense of weight here, and it's weighing down the right side. And your right hand holding on. And you consider putting it down, but you just don't think you can. You think you have to hang on to the basket just in case. In case there's something in the basket that will keep you safe. Just in case. Just in case. I can never go there again in the basket. Gosh, shouldn't do that. Gosh, if I do that, that'll be a disaster. I can't be noticed is in the basket. I can't go here or there is in the basket. I can't be a certain way. I can't be myself in some way is in the basket. All of these things in the basket, and they're heavy. And as you move forward, you're still drawn to this space, and it comes up very quickly. It's very big. And then as you get closer, you notice that there is actually a door, and it's a beautiful warm red color. And you suddenly know that there's a way in for you. There's a way that you could enter this space and it will be safe for you. So in you go. You open the door, and what you find there is this beautiful room, and it's very comfortable inside. There are things that are comfortable and easy inside the space. And your eye is drawn, though, to this very square iron brazier that has these beautiful red translucent flames. Stunning. And so spiritually warming and nourishing. And you know that you have found a space where Camael is present. And you say, Camael, Camael, Camael. Thank you for opening your door to me. Thank you for allowing me in. Thank you for allowing me to be inside your presence. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for your loving heart, this warm, red, nourishing heart. And you keep watching the flames, and suddenly you feel its presence beside you, standing beside you. Quiet, still, and oh so present. Oh so present with you as you consider the flames. And you become aware that you don't need to carry the reminders to not do, to not be, to not have, to turn off parts of yourself, because you're standing with him and he knows all of you and loves all of you exactly as they are. So standing now in front of the flames, just begin taking things out of the basket and letting them be into the flames. Those beautiful red translucent spirit flames, smokeless. And with each thing you reach into the basket, your left hand reaches in, your right hand holds the basket. You allow another thing to be, with Spirit's help, with Camael's help, dissipated, returned to source, no longer required, because you stand with Camael. He stands with you, in support of you. There is a sense now, it is not just you alone standing. His standing is with you and always for you. So keep, even as you watch the flames, allowing anything that you feel safe to bring out of the basket to go into the flames. And just bring into yourself all of those times that the little person inside you said it's not safe. Really feel a sense of completion for that small person, that child inside. To know now that in this sense of your now expression, that part of you is part of you, is loved, is beloved. It was only in a mad, crazy child sense of trying to understand the adult, which is incomprehensible to the child, that you were just trying to keep yourself safe. But you don't need the reminders, because now you can stand. You can stand with Camael, and he brings you the structure, the steadiness, the groundedness, and the absolute capacity to forgive all parts of yourself that seemed intractably stuck. You're not looking to forgive anyone else. You're only looking to forgive yourself. Any time that you stood and fell down, any time that you tried and it didn't work, any way that you thought that you might expand and couldn't, all of those moments are forgiven in self. And just feel your heart expanding to welcome back all of those parts of you, forgiven, forgiven, forgiven. And then let your right hand let go of the basket. It is no more. It literally has returned to source. Your right hand feels soft and warm and open as you let go. It is all released now. Anything that was ripe for forgiveness is released. And as you breathe, there is an absolute sense of relief. So just sigh that out. Use your and then come to an absolute sense of gratitude to Camael for standing with you, to yourself for standing with yourself, to all the parts of you that were only trying to keep you safe and can now release their vigil as you can stand for them too and forgive them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And just now, in your now moment, just allow this whole vista, this whole experience to integrate into yourself in a way that you know you can return here any time of choosing, any time you ask for the support and standing of Camael, whenever you need to radically forgive any part of yourself. Know that he is with you in the process and he offers you forgiveness for anything that you might have done that you saw in some way as wrong. He knows and forgives. There is no doubt that is forgiven. Just allow this whole mind's eye vista to release. Come back to your now moment, sitting clear of structure. Notice that you feel lighter and taller. Notice that your right hand feels released, your right shoulder released, your right jaw released, your right sitting bone released, and the whole of structure now coming into balance. So feel all aspects of self returning to a strong standing of self. A self that is vital and alive and is ready to answer the question, how could it be? Now it is safe to be me. Thank you for being part of this session. And I wish you all of the blessings of a life that emerges when it is safe and you know you are welcome to be all that you can be. Namaste.